Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Akim Mustafa. I think most of us must have heard the name before. So I'm going to take us through this training tagged Data Entry and Record Keeping for Small Businesses. This training is scheduled to take place during the period of 1 month. So I think we can all see my screen. So the course is, this course will cover a wide range of areas that has to do with businesses. And the training is actually set up for small businesses who are having issues with record keeping. You know, in the real sense, in the real life, business people are busy people. And at some point, taking care of data might be somehow cumbersome. And to some, is a difficult task to do. While to some, they don't have the knowledge of doing same. So, and those who have the knowledge don't have the time to keep the proper record. And to some people, there is time, but they don't have the knowledge of the required tools that can help them to solve the problem of record keeping. So in this case, this training is going to help them to understand how to go about it. And also to those who are willing to offer those services to the businesses, those chairman, those shop owners, the business owners generally, who are so busy and don't have that enough time. You may have time. You have time. You can just approach them. Oh, Mr. Man. Oh, I can see that you do A, B, C, and D in the business. I can offer these services for you. I can help you to solve A, B, C problem. So this class will also be useful to those people who are likely to have time to offer those services. Those who do not have job, that some of us don't have a kind of a job that we want, that we think we should have. This training is useful for you in a way that you can start building your own opportunity. Let's say if opportunity does not come to you, you yourself can build the opportunity. You can build that door. If the door of opportunity is not opened, you can create that door and open the door for yourself. So learning these basic needs of businesses on daily basis will help you to solve people's problem, and in return, they pay you some amount of money for that. And even for people who are on full-time jobs too, you can also create some time, perhaps do your weekend, to look around and look at how you can help people to solve their business problems. So this training is going to give you the enough tools that you are going to need to solve the problem. So we are going to start with introduction to data entry and record keeping. Then we move to importance of and how to use cloud storage. The reason why we are starting with cloud storage, I'm going to explain later when we start the training. Then I'm going to take you through some useful online tools that can be useful in your data entry jobs. Then on the second day, we're going to talk about how to use electronic form. And this time around, we're going to look at, there are so many forms out there, but we are likely to focus more on Google form and perhaps JotForms. So there are so many forms online there. Practically, I'm choosing JotForm because of its peculiarity. There are a lot of things that we will learn. I'm going to take you through the form part of it, but by the time you open the JotForm yourself, you're going to see that it's amazing, and you have 1,001 reasons to always use that JotForm. You have reasons to do so many things from the JotForm, which means that you have to go and learn more about that particular form. I'm going to look at the third training is going to focus on how to help businesses track their expenses. How do you track expense? Because we are talking, so on second day 2, that is tomorrow, we're going to talk about self-invoicing. Most of the businesses have difficulty in invoicing or how to track their invoice. When they sell, they just sell, no record. How do you keep the record? And those who keep the record, keep it on a paper. You write invoice, and maybe one of the days you discover that one of the booklet is missing, and there are so many cancellations and other things that are difficult to track. So, but I'm going to show you some software that you can use. Some are free, some are paid online, that you can use online for free and paid. So, and this software can also help you to track as you are receiving payment from them. So you can at any point in time, even at your sleep, when you wake up from your mobile, you can quickly check who are still owing you. So if you want to overdose your service, you can just walk up to a man who is having maybe a shawarma joint or whatsoever in your area, or somebody who is having a big supermarket. I say, okay, please, can I help you to solve this problem? And you approach them with the best approach. Then we move to tracking expenses, how to track business expenses and how to keep the expense at hand. So then we talk about data entry project. You got a job. What are the process of taking data entry job? That is, if you're a freelancer. So how do you go about that? Then we talk about tax management tools. This is more or less like project management, a mini project management method. That is, you can help people to even track their, somebody has maybe a contract or a business that has stages. How do you track the stages from one stage to the other up to the end of the job or the project? So we're going to learn that. Then we move to Microsoft Excel, basics of Excel, and the Google Sheets. So we're going to learn some basics of Excel, because when you talk about figure or you talk about numbers, I'm going to use Excel in most cases, because Excel is more or less like a language that everybody understands. But we're going to learn Google Sheet because more so if you are going to use it to work for businesses, you will need Google Sheet in the sense that it will reduce the process of sending report and getting report back. By the time you share it with the recipient, both of you can collaborate on the same sheet from time to time. So you can just wake up any time, send something to you, you see, you receive it, and you make some amendment, you save it again. It's getting back to him without having to send and resend on WhatsApp or whatever, or by email or anything. So that's why we're going to learn some things about Google Sheet also. Then we move to business mathematics, some basic business tips that we're supposed to know. Then on day 5, we're going to look at PowerPoint and the Google Slide. Sometimes you can engage yourself in PowerPoint presentations, how to do some presentations, don't know how to use PowerPoint or Google Slide to do some little presentation. For example, maybe you want to go to somebody and asking for you to come and present your data entry business to him. Or if you are not using for data entry, for anything you want to do, any businesses that may need presentation. So you're going to learn some basics of PowerPoint and the Google Slide. Both have the same purpose. While PowerPoint is for Microsoft, Google Slide is actually for Google. The same thing with the Google Sheet and Microsoft Excel. Then we move to simple payroll management. Most businesses also find this difficult too. This is another area where business find it difficult. They just pay, and it's very difficult to track how they pay. They don't remove tax, they don't pay tax to government and some other things. So you can walk up to a business, or if it's a business, you learn how to keep a simple payroll, and you're able to save yourself from perhaps government embarrassment or some other things. Then we move to inventory management. This is another key area in the training, inventory management. So the inventory can come in any form. It can be maybe for supermarket or for even companies. How do you manage your inventory? If you cannot manage your inventory, you are throwing money away. In most cases, you're throwing money away, because if somebody steals something now, you cannot say specifically what you have if you don't manage your money, if you cannot manage your inventory. So this is a key area we're going to focus more on. Then we talk about Google Doc and the Microsoft Word. Just like PowerPoint and Google Slide, Microsoft Word is for Microsoft, while Google Doc is for Google. Then we talk about the best practices as a data entry specialist. And on the 7th day, we talk about scheduling, how to use some software like Calendly, Google Calendar, and some other things to schedule meetings. Then we talk about some basic accounting software. We can just learn how to do some basic postings. Perhaps you get a job that requires you to post some things. How do you handle such a job? And talk about setting up your business. Then the last day, we'll talk about marketing strategy for your data entry skills. You've learned the skills. How do you market it in case you want to use same for as a freelancer who work with people and earn money? How do you market it? And the growth roadmap. How do you scale up? Okay, let's say you want to start after the training. In the next 6 months, how do you grow the business? And this is also useful for anybody who want to grow his whatever business you are doing. Then we talk about some expression of data entry skills. Those things that you can use, the skill you've learned, what you can use the training for, and what you can use the training to do. So these are the areas we are going to cover during the course of 8 weeks. And so from there, we're going to start with today's class, which is all about data introduction to data entry and record keeping. Okay. Please, can you mute yourself? Techno LC8, please. Remain muted, please. There is noise coming from your background. Each time there is a noise of door or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to start with introduction to data entry. When you mention data entry, what comes to your mind? Data entry. How to enter data into what? That is when you enter data. So you're talking, that's data entry. It's as simple as that. You enter data into a book, into a system, into your mobile, into anything. So that's all about data entry. So I'm going to talk about the importance of data entry, some tasks that can be done under data entry, and talk about manual and automated data entry. So let's move on. So data entry, by definition, is a fundamental process in which information is entered into a computer system or database. So that is all about data entry. You enter data into a particular system. That sometimes it can even be just manual or paper documentation, where you just enter your invoice number, your details, whatever, into whatever. So it involves capturing, organizing, and storing data in the structured format for easy retrieval and analysis. That is, so when you enter data, your data entry must serve a purpose. That is, it must be useful in a way that somebody can use the information you have entered to make an informed decision. which means that it's not just about entering data and forget about data. It's about entering the data and making sure that data is organized in a way that somebody can make use of it. So, importance of data entry. So just like I've mentioned earlier, whatever information you have, whatever data you have in your business, from sales information, customer information, are actually useful for you. They are useful in a way that you need to keep them to make a decision. Your sales is going up. What are we doing right that is making our sales to go up? Or what are we doing wrong that is making our sales to go down? There is high turnover of staff. What are we doing that is making our staff to quickly resign and run away? You are making losses from time to time. So all these are the data that you have at your fingertips. Sometimes it may not be your data, it may be a data from your competitors. Sometimes it may be from your competitors. So when you have such a data, why do you need them? So that's the reason why it's always very important to have a proper data entry system in place. That is, you keep your data for future decision making or for regular decision making from time to time. This can be from any sectors or any industry: business, healthcare, finance, research, admin, and the rest, government. So everybody needs to keep their data. So the primary objective in this case is to ensure that the accurate and efficient data management, to ensure accurate and efficient data management. Like I said earlier, there are ways by which people can even put data in a rough sheet and it just flow away. After some time, you'll be looking for it up and down. So, but in this case, we are talking about the efficient data management, and data is accurately imputed. So this involves transcribing data from various sources such as physical documents like invoice booklet, waybills, and the rest. We can also get some data from forms. We can get it from surveys, from digital files, or any other means. Then you get them into a digital format. So in this time that we have, it will not speak well of a company to still keep all the data, even as individuals. Your certificate, your means of ID. Some people still keep their NIN in a paper form. Yeah, you don't. I don't mean that you throw it away, but you must have it stored in a digital format. All your certificate, from your birth certificate, must be saved in a digital format by now. All your contacts must be saved in a digital format. Anything that you can save. If you know that, for example, God forbid, if there is a fire outbreak in an apartment, first thing everybody will be looking after is their life. So, but all those informations that can cost fortune are there inside fire. But when you save your data in the digital format, you keep it in a cloud, you save some percentage of your properties. So you have the soft copy saved. So how do you do that? That is part of what we are going to learn in this process. So then the basic tasks we are going to focus on that you are likely to be doing as a data entry person include typing and inputting of textual information. That is, you have to type some things into the system. Perhaps you may be a slow typist at the beginning, and you may even need to go and learn more. If your job is going to involve more of typing, it means that you will need to go and learn how to type fast. I'm going to share some website where you can learn some typing the typing skill with you. And if you need to install some typing tutors on your system, you can also do so to improve your typing speed. So then we talk about numeric data entry. So most of us is going to fall, most of the information are going to be typing for businesses is going to fall under this category, numeric data entry, financial informations, sales informations, expenses informations, stock, and the rest. Then we have form filling. You remember in our previous class, we talked about Google form. So sometimes you, maybe, for example, let's talk about the company that has like maybe like 50 truck drivers. So, and each one will come with their own request. I want to buy this, I want to buy that, this, we buy this today. So all those things. Or a company that is in the research and need to get information from, like, maybe you need like 1,000 responses. So you may need to collect information from that. Database management, data cleaning and validation. That is to ensure that data you want to use is actually in the right format. And they talk about data conversion. That is, you want to convert data from one form to the other. You have it in PDF, you want to convert it to JPEG. You have data from JPEG, you want to convert it to PDF. You have this in this, you want to convert it to Excel, and the rest. So those are the things we're doing more as a data entry person. So just like I explained, talk about typing, numeric data entry, form filling, database management, data cleaning, and data conversion. So these are most likely what you're going to be doing with data while working with data in the businesses. So data can be maybe you can have some data entry in kind of manual data entry, and we have automated data entry. So when we talk about manual data entry, this involves using your hand to type information into the system. So that is, this is human this one involves human involvement in most cases. In most cases, while we have the other one that's automated data entry. In this case, automatically some data are automatically transformed into the useful form that we actually needed to function well in the business. For example, what somebody have like 100 forms to input into the system, you cannot rule out the possibility of mistakes and error. Why if somebody use digital form, you see that wherever the respondent put into the system will automatically turn itself into data that you're going to use in Excel straight away. Or you want to convert a handwritten note or whatever, so you have to type everything again and again. But the automated system will streamline, and it's always more of error-free than the manual data entry. So we're going to see some tools that can help us to automate some of our businesses, some of our business process along the line. Then we move to record keeping. Like I said, the training is about data entry and record keeping. So the record keeping aspect of it is not just about entering the data alone, but how do you keep and organize those data? So it becomes a record. So after you've input the data, it becomes record. So how do you keep your record? So record keeping. So that's why we have both data entry and record keeping together as a single training. So record keeping refers to the practice of systematically documenting and organizing information in a structured way. That is, in a way that this is how we do it. You organize your data in a structured way. So it involves classification of documents. You group your data into headings, okay? Staff information, sales information, this information, that information, and you put everything into different formats. So this can be like a physical document. For example, your CSC document. Like I said earlier, all those documents, please, you have to make sure today put all your documents in a digital format today. Before you sleep today, make sure you go back home. All your documents that are still in paper form, please keep a copy. You have to keep a copy digitally today before immediately you leave the class. Make sure you keep your document. It is safer to keep your document on in cloud than in your even your fireproof cabinet. So why do we need to keep record? Why do people keep record? Why? Number one, the reason why businesses keep record. Number one is for legal and regulatory compliance. For legal and regulatory compliance, there are some record that you have to keep. Each time, maybe FRS or LRS or LASEPA or any government agency come to you, there are some record they're going to expect that they expect from you. But for CAC, every year you must file your annual return. So all those documents that you have to keep them. Even when you have them as a paper in your office, please keep a digital format. Keep another format in your cloud too. So each time they submit, somebody come and give you a form, especially anything that is very important that you know government might need, please always ensure you have them in a digital format and you keep them in cloud. Don't just keep all your CAC document in your office. Don't just keep everything, all the papers in your office. Please turn them, scan them, and keep them in a safer place that you, even wherever you are, you can quickly call it up and you can use it. Even if you're not in Nigeria, wherever you are, you can quickly download it from wherever you are. You can quickly share it with somebody. You can quickly submit it somewhere without having the need to go to your office before you can get hold of those documents. So sometimes you have to keep some record for government compliance and regulatory compliance purpose. Sometimes for decision making. Like I said earlier, sometimes you need some historical record to explain something that are happening in your businesses. How are we doing it before? How are we doing it now? What result are we getting before? What are we getting now? You see, all those information are very, very important. And we talk about accountability and transparency. When you keep proper record, it makes the accountability, the transparency aspect of it, make it open as a company. For example, the company that has maybe you have the owner of the business is not in Nigeria, or let's talk about big companies too, where investors are not on the day-to-day running of the businesses. So you must be held that when they hold you accountable, you too must be transparent in a way that they can say, okay, this is what you make, this is what you did, this how. So everything must be properly documented. So the owner of the business is not in Nigeria, she's traveled to Canada and she put you in charge of the business. How do you make sure that the record is kept intact so that when she asks for any question, you'll be able to answer the question in a very efficient way? So this will help you to track some other things. If there's any area that is not doing properly, you'll be able to track and get the things in the proper shape. And also, we keep record for knowledge preservation. Sometimes there's information that you need to keep. You have to keep them so that in future, if you need them, you may not remember everything, but the record will remind you of certain things. Record will tell you some things that you get right and how you did it then, or what really happened. The reason that why it happens, you will remember based on that. So records that you can keep, you have financial record, that is business record. We have a personnel record, that is more or less like a staff record. That is your staff employment details, their payment details, all those, the history of the personnel or staff. So customer information, supplier information. We have the legal record, like permit, agreement, license. Maybe you deal in a business that require a permit, government permit, that you have to pay somewhere. So you see, please, like I keep repeating it. Make sure you keep a copy in liquid way. Keep a copy in a digital way. Not everything hard. Have some soft copy of all your important documents, your permit, your license, and every other ones. So if you have somebody who cannot do that, you can walk up to the person, help him keep his whatsoever, and you charge a token for that. You get that? So the project record and compliance record, like we said earlier. So these are the basic record that we are likely to come across along the line. So to this, we get to the end of the introduction to data entry and record keeping. So any question before we move into the next training, which is about cloud storage. Thank you for being part of this class. Goodbye.